right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Nekomonogatari, Episode 1.
So given that it's called Nekomonogatari...
Nekomonogatari Black.
Right.
Yes.
I'm guessing that we can assume that this is about...
Hachikuji.
Yep. Yes, I was just thinking
and her interactions with a giraffe, because neck,
Right, exactly.
With
and
my
a snail
astute,
with a giraffe. Yeah, that is...
interpretation of the Japanese language.
Yep, exactly.
It's going to be a monogatari about a lot of neck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although
it's like a cereal, neck monogatari, like neck of monogatari. Yes.
Although in all seriousness, there's going to be at least some amount of neck that is important, because if it deals with the past stuff, that was when Shinobu energy drained Hanekawa. But since we know so much about that, maybe it'll just be like resolving that situation with Hanekawa in like the present. So who knows?
It's going to be a lot of Hanekawa focus.
Yes, there we go. We were a bit short, or shafted, if you will, on Hanekawa focus in Nisei. So yeah, and she's low-key the favorite character that, like, ever since Kizu we've been like, we want more Hanekawa. Please, sir, can we have some more? Speak for yourself. What we got from Shinobu and Nisei was absolutely fantastic, so I'm holding out for more Shinobu.
I'm talking about when we watched Kizu, bruh.
Well,
you were like, I love Hanekawa and Kizu.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Oh, boy.
And if we are getting one section of the story more or less specifically focusing on an individual character, that's a really exciting thing, because even Nisei, even though it was more focused on the Araragi family, had a lot of stuff in which it was focused on characters like Shinobu, characters like Kaiki, and also the fact that the Araragi family is more than just one person. So you had to give like special attention to all three of them.
Yep.
So there's a lot of exciting things that can happen, and this is our next section of Monogatari. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, everyone, we're going to be starting the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Black Cat. Here we go.
Right.
Oh my god! Tsukihi.
Wait.
Okay. Wow.
That's hilarious. That's
wow. Hilarious. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you were right about the Golden Week part.
Okay. I like this OP. This is nice. Oh.
Nice. Kuro.
Right. Yeah, black. Yeah.
I see the return of Hanekawa's Kizu form is back.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, she has a guitar. Huh.
Yeah. I really like just the general tone of this OP though. Like, oh boy, this is gonna hurt, isn't it?
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Huh? Bombshell. Yeah. Don't get ahead of yourself. Begrudgingly, yes, as you do. You useless brother. Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh boy.
Ha! That's great. Ha! Yes. Oh. Aw.
And we know how this ends.
Yeah.
He's gonna determine that it's not, or something like that.
Yeah. Roso Kuzawa-kun.
Oh,
yeah,
that's his actual name.
Such a crazy name, yeah. Yes. Huh? That is how it is sometimes, yeah. The mechanics.
Stop.
Yes. Kind of. Yeah. Right. It's not limited or anything like that, yeah. So the pillow has been like above their bed this whole time, speared by the crowbar.
Oh.
Like, and I've just been like noticing like the feathers fall down.
Yeah,
But it's
that's
like
a good point.
It's just funny that this bit of continuity is now a part of the actual scene.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty far into it, but yeah, that's yeah. Good for you. Hmm. Oh. Oddly specific choice. Ah, he's the dog. Hanekawa's the cat.
Well, and she mentioned that this is the same as a dog talking, so...
Yeah. Now. It. He's like super confused. No. This is kind of nice though. Yeah.
Right. No hesitation.
Oh, wait! I've seen that before! I've seen that GIF before, but
really?
Oh my god! Wow! Hmm. And it didn't work like that at all.
Baka hentai.
Yes.
I mean, that's
actually
for an 18-year-old, but...
Oh. Wow, she's wise.
Yeah.
She's very smart, Tsukihi. Ha! No, don't elevate it to be more than I love how there was a bone in his hair, his little...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, wait. No!
Tsukihi convinced... No! Oh, no! Oh, no! And this is why you don't ask for advice on love from your little sister.
Yeah. He's like thinking under the bed, like. This episode is entirely just Tsukihi screws up everything. Like,
yeah.
Now, I mean, Araragi is a baka hentai, but
yes,
like,
but
still,
man. It's just that hot. With standing water or sweat.
Yeah.
Standing sweat in the doorway.
Disgusting. Ah! Yeah. Holy crap!
What?
Mmm. He's really sexually frustrated then.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to ask why you just took off your shirt in front of me. Oh.
I thought she has a simple answer.
Yeah.
It shows the difference between her and Tsukihi.
And the thing is, Tsukihi was doing so well with helping her out with that right until the end.
And then here comes Hanekawa. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Wow.
Oh man.
No. Yep. Oh
man.
Coming up with the story.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Wow. Wasn't that like straight up a shot from Kizu, basically? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's catching up to her. Good. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Good. Stay cool, buddy. One of your problems. Yeah. Oh my god. Alright, this is getting a little funny. Oh.
And there you go. That's your one thing.
Dog? That's the third kind of dog-like thing.
Yeah.
That's been kind
and
of.
We know how well dogs
up.
and cats get along.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so this.
Well, here we go.
This is where. Wow.
This is where the pain comes in.
Well. Yeah. Jeez. Okay, so Araragi is genuine feelings for her.
Yep. But because of Tsukihi and his own stupidity.
But because of Tsukihi and
literally by that one offhand comment that even though everything else that he was saying, she was very much like, yeah, you like her. Because there's a difference between something not necessarily meaning something, and something meaning that something isn't.
Right.
So
I like how this ED has the style of the Bake ED. Oh, those were eyes.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Oh. Nice.
All right.
Because they don't pay enough attention to me to even notice.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Holy crap. Wow.
Freaking Karen. All right. Here's your preview hallucination. All right. Okay. Oh, nice.
Right.
Okay. Tsukihi.
Must you ruin everything? Like you were doing so great. Now,
here's the thing. She was actually being very helpful in that Araragi is a baka and doesn't know what love is, and that's okay.
You can show a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Right.
You know.
Yep. So ultimately, it's still his, his fault. But Tsukihi did basically say, I gotcha. Now we're going to equate this to basically just lust, and you are sexually frustrated, which is true in that, he is sexually frustrated, and he does lust after her.
Right.
A lot. Because she's very attractive, and he's very horny.
Right.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't love her.
Right.
Yeah.
And probably the biggest sign
false
I would
equivalency
say,
here, basically.
Right. The biggest sign I would say would be the fact that he didn't even want to buy porn mags, because he was like, but what would she think? It's like that shows that he really cares about her a lot as a person, not just, about her cup size.
There's some social, I would say, aspects of that are maybe a little bit more of a shame-based thing rather than an actual thing of his selflessness for her. But the idea of him wanting to spend time with her forever, like that's something that's real. Like that's something that he,
Yep. And I'm so glad that the bit at the end of him saying, I want to lick your wound, it ended up being like that. No, my saliva and blood, has healing properties because ex-vampire.
Right.
So, but of course I don't actually have the guts to lick her face. So, pinprick my thumb and, put the blood on there.
They juked us for almost no reason, but
whatever.
Yeah, it's fun. It's good fun. So that's hilarious. And then we end up getting a lot of heavy stuff with regards to Hanekawa going into full detail, reminding us a lot of the things about the details of her family, but going into full detail surrounding how she feels about the whole situation in perfect delivery.
Yep. Like the quick cuts that they made this episode were absolutely fantastic.
They were
like
amazing.
Even by Monogatari standards.
Yep.
The whole thing of him being like, well,
that's family.
Yeah, family get along, or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The pain that Hanekawa is experiencing is one to the point where she sees her victimization as being something that she deserves, or something that's in character essentially for the father, which I find to be like one of the most painful things about Hanekawa is, as I was kind of thinking before this episode, thinking about Nisei and how Hanekawa is a fake as well.
Oh yeah.
But one of the things that's probably the most painful part about her, the parts that she fakes basically, is that in some ways she makes herself out to not be a fake. because on some level she rationalizes these things and tries to convince herself, probably more so than others,
and that's the problem.
This is all normal.
Like being a fake to the outside world, right? That's sustainable. Being a fake to yourself is not.
Exactly.
Right? And that's what she's dealing with right here.
Yeah. In fact, in some ways, that was the whole point of the philosophy of Nisei, was that being a fake to the outside world is what we all are on some level.
So it's not something to be ashamed of or to shy away from.
Exactly.
You know, just accept it as you know, so that you're accepting yourself, you know, your true self that is being fake, you know.
But being a fake to yourself in the way that Hanekawa is being here this is the painful stuff.
And the other cut that really hit hard was when her and Araragi bump into each other.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, Araragi's here," and she suddenly, you know, is all, you know, happy and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's just focusing on the bandage, and she realizes that he's focusing on the bandage, and then it flashes to failure, and it's like, oh boy.
Hanekawa. So we're in Golden Week.
Yep.
The very beginning of Golden Week.
That's right.
So you're right about the timeline situation here.
Which means that we don't get to see Senjigahara again.
Right. But the thing is that this will have a limited amount of time before it's just done and we catch up to where we currently are at.
And I thought that they wouldn't be able to do like that much with this time period because
it's a week.
Well, yeah, but then also we know how it goes. You know, we know how it ends. We know, you know, and everything. But no, this boy, still just as impactful as if we, you know, knew nothing about it. Yeah. And in some ways more, because we are able to see just how much it's eating Hanekawa up from the inside because of the added context that we have.
Yeah, there's not actually too much to say about this episode, although I do find it interesting that they had the amount of focus that they did on Tsukihi and Karin, because here's something that's kind of interesting, is that we had a lot of meta stuff in this episode with regards to basically Tsukihi not standing out enough. So she's like, I thought I just tried being a yandere. It's like, no, that's a psychopath. Like, where's the dere? like there's nothing here about that. But the idea of Araragi's sexual frustration being maybe the show's explanation for every time we get those little fan servicey shots, because it's Araragi's wandering eyes, just like like just horny AF. And then we have the other side of it, which is that he's got no issues with doing the same thing for his sisters, kind of saying that it's not just a combination of him being in a single state, getting no relief, and also being sexually frustrated, but it's also that he does maybe have a little bit of that disconnect regarding the whole aspect of them being, you know, little sisters of his. So that's something to keep in mind. Just as they repeat certain things, it emphasizes certain points. So a little bit more development, I would say, for Araragi in that way. And showing a lot of his vulnerability, and that he was willing to, well, regrettably he said.
But he actually got to the point where he was asking the question of, am I in love with this girl?
Good questions. Good questions to ask.
And the fact that he's asking his younger sister, you know, where it's like, hey, like he's admitting that basically you have more experience in this area than I do, even though you're like, what, 4 years younger than me? You know? Which is big of him, you know? And the thing is, the other thing that's rough is that it's like, when you have to ask the question of whether you're in love with someone, when you have to ask the question, usually
there's something there.
Usually it's there's something there. Now in some cases I'm sure it could just be straight up you're a horn dog, you know. But if there's
fried horn dog.
Exactly, with lots of
mustard.
Sure. Yeah. But if it's not obvious to like someone else that you're talking to that, oh, that's definitely what it is, if there's any question about it, then yeah, you got feelings for them.
Yeah. So I like the emotional complexity of bringing up the conversation, though, surrounding how self-sacrifice and all these kinds of things, the thing that takes it beyond an obsession or any kind of a fixation or a lust or something like that.
Or a fascination.
Yeah, exactly. Because enjoying another's presence isn't love either. And that's something that I think is where Araragi has some legitimate questions that he needs to ask, because this is why he loves Senjugahara, and he enjoys Hachikuji, like, for instance.
Well, sure. Like, I mean, I would say that my perspective on this is that it's totally possible to love somebody and not love them romantically, right? And in this situation,
totally.
And in this situation, he loves Hanekawa, right?
Yep.
But he's wondering whether he loves Hanekawa.
Well, so what you mean is
that he cares incredibly deeply about Hanekawa's well-being and all of that.
Right.
And that while it might not have been put to the test of whether he would, say put her needs above his own, right?
Which we know signs... he doesn't in this episode because of the way it ends. His desires, his needs, if you will, took precedence over the,
No, but that's just the fake out of, him, using him being a baka hentai to cover up for the fact that, he actually really was just wanting to, heal the wound.
No, yes, absolutely. But in the moment, the struggle.
Right, and that's why he's trying to reconcile the fact that that in my mind he definitely loves Hanekawa, but he's also a horn dog. So how does he reconcile whether because usually when you love someone in that way and then you also are sexually attracted to them, that is like one of the best recipes for romantic love that you can get.
Sure,
right?
Totally.
However, it's this whole thing of, okay, I care about her a lot, right? And he, won't think of it as love because, he doesn't know, he doesn't have enough of an emotional intelligence experience, whatever, to be able to think of it in those terms. Right. But then he's like, but I definitely want to grope and fondle her breasts, her wonderful breasts that are so amazing. So then he conflates the two and he doesn't know what to do. Right? Because he doesn't know where to basically draw the line between, right?
Yeah, but you said words before that he something too.
And they might have not been quite the right words, but he conflates the two and doesn't know what to do.
Gotcha.
Basically, that is, do I care? Is this care that I have for her just because I care about her as a friend and I'm horny, right? And is that something completely separate? Now I need to make sure that I try and not be horny around her, kind of a thing.
Right. And I think that's maybe where the Tsukihi thing, and that he was convinced out of the idea that he loves her, is that he's not trying to do the thing of not being the horny baka because he loves her or because he thinks he loves her. He does love her.
Right.
But the reason why he stopped that was because of the shame social implications of it, not necessarily. Like, you can interpret, I guess, both ways.
You could interpret it both ways.
I guess that it's just a thing of, like, why did he choose this thing as opposed to, like...
Well, it's because he's a stupid baka. That basically, that's what Tsukihi gave to him as this is what it is. So then he's like, oh, okay, now I have an answer. I don't have to be confused anymore. Okay. And now I'll move forward using that as my foundation. Gotcha. of understanding for everything.
Okay. I could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
So then what we're looking at moving forward here in Golden Week is him realizing that, yes, you do love her, and whether or not he's going to be able to communicate that without abusing the trust that she's giving him by telling him things like, hey, my dad hit me.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, now that this has happened once and he knows about it, anything that happens again is him basically...
Yeah. Hanekawa was once again vulnerable with them.
Well, him being put into that position, though, where he needs to be careful about how he acts.
Exactly. Because
she's vulnerable.
Yes, because Araragi is a very cavalier person.
That's such a way of putting it.
Yeah.
Cavalier.
Yeah. And because he's so clueless, and here she's been so vulnerable here.
Yeah.
But because he's clueless, because he's a stupid baka, he's going to continue to act the way he kind of always has.
Yeah.
And the thing that sucks about this is that in some ways it's also kind of Hanekawa's fault, because she's not being clear with how she communicates with Araragi, right? Because
regarding what?
Well, that even while
not in general, because she's literally telling him.
I would say
what happened with her dad.
No, right. But I would say that's the example of her going against the norm. But when she interacts with Araragi, she's very much trying to put on this good face on it and things like that.
Oh, yes, totally.
And because she's not, because she basically she's being half vulnerable, right? She's telling him about the things, but she's not being fully open with, and because probably she's not being fully open with herself. That's why she can't be fully open with Araragi. And then because of that, now a lot of it is because he's a stupid baka, but it's something where, communication goes both ways, right? And there's a fault that's happening on both sides, not 100%, but there's a part of it that's where there's a disconnect. That's
okay. Let's bring this into an immediate immediate bit of specificity here. If she was to basically tell him her feelings,
right,
like she couldn't really in Kizu, but in terms of trying to get him to basically give her something to go on, that's what she's already done, and it led to nothing. So
well even
in that respect, I feel like what it is that she needs to basically constantly test the waters to see where he's at, so if he's willing to actually meet her where she's at. So I think they're both stupid baka, obviously, in that regard.
Because neither of them...
But she is being honest completely with the reality of what's happening in her environment. Regardless of what's going on in their inner worlds, no one in this show is almost no one in this show is perfectly honest about what's going on in their inner worlds, except maybe Senjugahara. And even then, Senjugahara is not as direct with that.
Well, right. There's the whole idea of all the banter and sort of games that everyone plays with each other.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Of not truly saying what they mean.
Yeah.
But in a situation where it's something that is very important for Hanekawa, for her to be understood by Araragi, right, and for him to be there for her and all that stuff. This is something where we're. For instance, when he started going on to the whole tangent of now what do I make her do for me, kind of a thing. Since that was something that she did not appreciate, right? If only she had the confidence to basically say, "Hey, no, come on, can we keep this on topic? This was really hard for me to tell you, and now I feel like you're not, properly appreciating it or whatever."
Right. But he initiated that. He was the one that basically then took it to then go, oh, now what am I going to,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But
so, because she didn't respond.
No, I'm not saying that it's her fault. Araragi played his part too, but the thing is, communication takes two people.
Right.
So if one person's not doing it, then if you want to have communication, the other person needs to basically say, hey,
Right.
Get things back on track to where they're actually communicating.
Yeah. I just see Hanekawa's problem as being something that's very relatable because she can't tell whether or not the communication is going to be worth it. So I think that in some ways this is her being safe by just not giving him too much to really hurt her more with.
Exactly.
So it's not a thing.
She's not being fully vulnerable.
Well, but no one should have to be fully vulnerable with people in order for good communication to happen. Like fully vulnerable is extremely dangerous.
Well,
extremely dangerous.
Okay, I would say that is exactly what Hanekawa needs right now.
Is maybe what she needs, but that's there's a difference between whether or not something is something that you need versus something whether or not it's actually like practical. Like they're both stupid bakas, right?
Yes.
So from her perspective, she doesn't see herself necessarily as a stupid baka.
No, there's definitely the reasons why Hanekawa isn't, right?
Yeah. But that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, totally. But that if she had enough confidence with herself and was basically honest with herself enough to know that that's what she needed, and that these things were something that she really didn't appreciate, right?
Which she doesn't have.
Right, which she doesn't have. Right.
She's not going to get it by being more vulnerable with Araragi, right?
It all starts with a step at some point.
Yeah, and that's what I think Kizu was. And she's
well, but the thing is that even in Kizu, it's the thing where they both again had that thing where Araragi's a stupid baka, and Hanekawa would not actually bring herself to tell him in language that he would understand.
Right, but that was the closest she's ever come, like in the show that we've seen thus far.
Right.
So that led to just where they're at right now, where they're really good friends, and they have a really close relationship.
And in fact, if not for Tsukihi, if she had said one different thing, then Araragi's stupid baka, might have been overcome.
Right, but like Araragi made promises, like in Kizu 2 and stuff, and it's just like those aren't.
I mean, maybe they are kind of being held up. Who knows? And maybe if Hanekawa, like thought about those, then she would be like, maybe I can trust him enough to actually be real with him and to all of that. But because with this part, we know how it's going to end, right? We don't necessarily know how it's going to get there, but we know how it's going to end, and it's very similar to how it went in Kizu, in that there was this fatal flaw for both of them that made it so that they would not end up together, right? And not just end up together, but not have a truly good conclusion to their story, right? Because the story here isn't about Hanekawa liking Araragi, so far at least. It's about what's happening with her family that isn't her family. And because of the same fatal flaws, I'm guessing that's why it's going to end up the way it ends up. Yeah.
It'll be interesting, though, to see who makes further initiations.
Yeah.
Because I really do think it's going to be Hanekawa. Yeah. And I still think it's going to basically further the point that
Araragi's a stupid baka?
Araragi's a stupider baka.
Oh. Yeah. That's one of the weird things about doing like flashbacks like this that are like whole arcs.
Yeah.
Is because the character development that you've had in later stuff hasn't happened yet. Yeah. So we're going back to basically Kizu Araragi, and then just after that, right? So all the stuff that happened in Bake and Nisei.
Yep. He hasn't learned that yet.
He hasn't learned that yet. So, oh boy.
So that's why I'm really trying to emphasize the point that I feel like I really, really feel for Hanekawa's situation in the almost entirely victim situation here. Like there's no fault almost at all, really, in my mind, put towards her just because of what she has to deal with.
Oh, it's totally understandable.
Right.
What I'm saying is that she has an out as far as a way to deal with this in a way that's better and healthier and stuff that she's not taking.
Oh, I just totally know why she's not taking
it. Exactly. And that's why it's so compelling for me. Because if it was something where you couldn't see why they're not taking it, then it'd just be frustrating, right? But where it's like, no, that, oh boy, honey.
Right. But like, putting it into a fault thing just rubs me the wrong way, because
right.
it's something where there's active resistance against it.
Yep.
Like from the person that you're saying is going to be a helpful source of it. It's just like, no.
Yep.
No, I love, if anything, is that he is doing the goofy, dorky thing of, I can help you with a little bit with my vampire powers to heal this wound. And I think that's a funny little goofy salve, if you will, on the wound that was this conversation on their trust.
Yes. And the thing is that Araragi was probably planning to do that from the very beginning.
Maybe he came up with it while he was brainstorming,
right?
You know,
but the idea is that he went on this roundabout way of actually doing it, right? Of basically saying, you know, and suggesting it in a way that sounded pervy and all that stuff, and then it's like, oh no, it's actually gonna it's gonna heal the wound, right?
Right.
Whereas if he had said, you know, if he had been vulnerable with it, and instead of getting all uncomfortable and being like, so I want to help her out here, and I think this might be a way that I can help her out, right? If he had said, I can't really help you in your situation other than listening and maybe doing this, you know.
Oh wow, that would have been so much better.
That would have been so much better. That would have been huge, right? And then that would have basically been that helping hand to basically that olive branch of Hanekawa. You can rely on me. You can open up to me. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's just always something that's it's just always something that's tough for me, because I know I've been in a lot of experiences and situations where people are very willing to be in these one-on-one conversations, not because there's any romantic tension or anything involved there, but where the person basically just needed the opportunity to have someone listen to them without any other kind of environmental pressures making it awkward. So Araragi gets that opportunity here, and she basically asks him to make a promise to her, and in some ways it's something where it's like, yeah, okay, he makes the promise, that's really good,
but in classic Araragi fashion,
well, like, here's the thing though, the thing, like, this is something that, like, there was no conflict over this. Like, this is something that I find to be very and I get that it's the trigger words of "I'll do anything for you" triggers the boner in his little boing, and it's like, I get that, but the idea that she basically made a promise, and then in some ways this turned into a, like, from her perspective, I'm guessing a threat, basically.
Yeah.
And that's not being looked at as a oh, he's just a stupid baka, or that's not being looked at as a threat. It's looked at as, oh, he's just a stupid baka, and it's like, no, like, let's think about it this way. Most people don't have the ability, because we are flawed human beings, to basically perfectly forgive someone. So here's my point here, is that whenever someone is vulnerable with you, they're basically, I would term it to be, they're hypersensitive to the events that happen at that point of vulnerability, right?
Yep.
So if you help them, it means way more than if you would help them in a non-vulnerable state, right? If you betray them, it means triply, way more in that vulnerable state. If you play with their feelings, essentially, in that time there, it means more than if you played with their feelings in another. In fact, it can mean the difference between it being a good thing or a bad thing.
Sure.
Like, because in some ways you could see it as, like, maybe if, she wasn't in a vulnerable state, she would be like, oh, is this your stupid flirting that you do?
This is the banter.
This is the banter thing. But because it's in a vulnerable state,
not the time for that.
Not the time for that. And it's at the point where I go, wait a minute. Hanekawa is under a lot of pain, stress, all this kind of stuff, right? But based on what we've seen in future stuff, we know that she is very, very frustrated with Araragi. In fact, we're talking like really, really angry.
Yeah.
Now, what I think this means is that on some level, she partially forgives Araragi for these little things, because he does things like, oh, I'll lick the wound, or I'll give you the blood to heal the wound and stuff. And she kind of goes, oh, okay. And it's a...
Right, but it's this...
Yeah, it's basically you wounded me, but you put a Band-Aid on really quick. But the thing is that there was still a little wound. There was still a little scar that was left there.
It's jerking her around of like, okay, this is bad.
Exactly.
And then it's like, oh, okay, you're actually doing something. But still, why all that, right? Why all the... Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So those add up over time.
Right, because it stresses her out.
Well, right. My point was that I believe people have trouble perfectly forgiving someone.
Right.
Because I think the idea of forgiving is that you basically take the thing that was the hurt, the offense, the disconnect, if you will, between the relationship, and you basically let it go. You just kind of let it go. You remember that it happened, but your value judgment on the whole event of the thing that they did to you is released. You don't you don't have that resentment or that bitterness or what have you towards it anymore because you've forgiven the person. You don't necessarily forgive the event, but you forgive the person, so they don't have any negative.
But if you're constantly having to deal with the same old stuff or whatever, and it's like
that wears down a
kind of
person.
Sick of this. Yeah,
and then I think that's where we led to with everything in
Bake.
Yeah. So if this Golden Week is more of this, oh my God, I hope it's not all this, but I am worried for Hanekawa because when they ended things in Bake, I was like, oh, we're not done.
No, definitely not.
Like, we are not done at all.
Yeah.
We just kind of put another Band-Aid on it.
Right. And it
was just a really good one comparatively to
and in this
like
case, it's we're going to see all the things that make the Band-Aids need to be put on.
Yes.
It's going to be a rough ride.
It's going to be a rough ride indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've said my piece. That's the main thing I was trying to get across, and I wasn't.
I totally get it. Yeah, because
So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there, and any level of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about these stories, about anime in general. You can get involved in community events there, and you can also talk with Jacob about his book he just published.
That is right. My sci-fi novel, Battle Lines, is still available for order on Amazon. The link is in the description below. And there are some signed copies left, so
cool.
There you go.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.